Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most iconic stars. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're shining the spotlight on the incomparable Bela Lugosi, the Hungarian-born actor who would become synonymous with the horror genre and leave an indelible mark on cinematic history. Born Bela Ferenc Blasco on October 20th, 1882, in Lugo, a small town in the Banat region of Hungary, which was then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. His father, István Blasco, was a baker, and his mother, Paula Devonish, came from a family of modest means. The young Bela grew up in a world where tradition and culture played a significant role, with the town's rich heritage influencing his early life. As I always say, the roots of greatness are often found in the soil of one's childhood, and for Bela Lugosi, this couldn't be more true. As we explore the early life of Bela Lugosi, it becomes clear that his experiences, though marked by hardship and uncertainty, laid the groundwork for his later success. The late 19th century was a time of great change and upheaval in Hungary, with the country struggling to assert its independence from Austrian rule. The air was thick with nationalism and intellectual fervor, and it's likely that Bela was influenced by these currents as he developed his artistic vision. He was particularly drawn to the works of Hungarian playwrights, such as Ferenc Herceg and Sándor Bródi, whose plays explored themes of identity, morality, and social justice. Bela's family moved to Szeged, a city in southern Hungary, when he was just a child. It was here that he began his education, attending the elementary school, and later the gymnasium, where he developed a passion for acting and the arts. His teachers recognized his talent, and he was encouraged to pursue his interest in theater. In 1897, at the age of 15, Bela joined the local theater group, where he began to hone his craft under the guidance of experienced actors and directors. It was during this time that he adopted the stage name Lugosi, which would become synonymous with horror and suspense in later years. As we delve deeper into Bela's early life, we find a young man driven by ambition and a desire to succeed. He worked tirelessly to develop his skills, taking on small roles in local productions, and eventually landing a spot at the Hungarian National Theatre in Budapest. The city was alive with artistic expression, and Bela was at the heart of it, soaking up the atmosphere and learning from the best. The discipline he developed as a young actor, combined with his innate charisma and dedication to his craft, would ultimately propel him to international stardom. His early years in Hungary, surrounded by the rich cultural heritage of his homeland, instilled in him a deep appreciation for the arts and a strong sense of national pride. As we leave behind the formative years of Bela Lugosi's life, we find ourselves on the cusp of a new chapter in his remarkable journey. As Bela Lugosi continued to hone his craft on the stages of Hungary, he began to make a name for himself as a talented young actor. His performances at the Hungarian National Theatre in Budapest earned him critical acclaim, and he became known for his commanding stage presence and nuanced portrayals of complex characters. In 1903, Bela traveled to Germany, where he joined the Deutsches Theater in Berlin, further expanding his repertoire and gaining valuable experience in the German theater scene. It was during this time that Bela began to develop an interest in film, which was still a relatively new medium at the turn of the century. He appeared in several early films, including the 1917 Hungarian production of Leone Leo, and later, in 1920, he traveled to Vienna, where he worked with the renowned Austrian film director Michael Curtis Daunt. These early forays into film laid the groundwork for Bela's future success in Hollywood, as he learned to adapt his stage presence to the demands of the screen. In 1921, Bela made the bold decision to emigrate to the United States, where he hoped to find greater opportunities in the burgeoning film industry. He settled in New York City, where he began to work on Broadway, appearing in productions such as The Red Poppy and Arabella. His performances earned him critical acclaim, and he quickly became a sought-after actor in the American theater scene. Bela's breakthrough role came in 1927, when he was cast as Count Dracula in the Broadway production of Hamilton Dean's play. His portrayal of the iconic vampire character was a huge success, and it caught the attention of film producers, who were eager to bring the story to the big screen. In 1931, Bela reprised his role as Dracula in the classic Universal film, which would become one of the most enduring and influential horror movies of all time. The success of Dracula catapulted Bela Lugosi to international stardom, and he went on to appear in a string of classic horror films, including White Zombie, The Black Cat, and Son of Frankenstein. His unique blend of charisma, menace, and vulnerability made him the perfect actor for these roles, and he quickly became synonymous with the horror genre. As we explore this pivotal period in Bela's life, it becomes clear that his early experiences on the stages of Hungary and Germany had prepared him for the demands of Hollywood. His dedication to his craft, combined with his innate talent and charisma, allowed him to navigate the challenges of the film industry with ease. And yet, despite his success, Bela remained humble and grounded, never forgetting his roots in the Hungarian theater scene. As we leave behind this chapter in Bela Lugosi's life, we find ourselves on the cusp of a new era in his career, one marked by both triumph and tragedy. As the 1940s progressed, Bela Lugosi found himself increasingly typecast as a horror movie villain. Despite his best efforts to branch out into other genres, he was often relegated to playing variations of his iconic Dracula character. This typecasting took a toll on his career, and he began to struggle financially. In an effort to make ends meet, Bela appeared in a string of low-budget films, including The Devil, Bat, and Spooks Run Wild. While these films were not as prestigious as some of his earlier work, they still showcased his unique blend of charisma and menace. In addition to his film work, Bela Lugosi also continued to tour the country with his stage productions of Dracula. These tours were often grueling, with Bela performing multiple shows per week in different cities across the United States. Despite the physical demands of touring, Bela remained committed to his craft, and his performances continued to thrill audiences. In the 1950s, Bela Lugosi's health began to decline. He suffered from a variety of ailments, including sciatica and heart problems, which made it increasingly difficult for him to perform. In 1955, he traveled to England, where he appeared in a series of low-budget films, including The Black Sleep and Bride of the Monster. These films were not as successful as some of his earlier work, but they still showcased his enduring talent and charisma. As Bela Lugosi's health continued to decline, he became increasingly dependent on painkillers and other medications. This dependence would eventually lead to a downward spiral of addiction and personal struggles. In 1956, Bela checked himself into a hospital in Los Angeles, where he underwent treatment for his addiction. Unfortunately, the treatment was not successful, and Bela continued to struggle with his demons. Despite his personal struggles, Bela Lugosi's legacy as a horror movie icon continued to endure. His films remained popular, and he continued to inspire new generations of actors and filmmakers. In 1959, Bela appeared in his final film, Plan 9 from Outer Space, which has since become a cult classic. Bela Lugosi passed away on August 16, 1956, at the age of 73. His death marked the end of an era in Hollywood, and he was mourned by fans around the world. Today, Bela Lugosi is remembered as one of the greatest horror movie actors of all time, and his legacy continues to inspire and terrify audiences. As we conclude our exploration of Bela Lugosi's life, it's clear that his enduring legacy is a testament to his talent, charisma, and dedication to his craft. From his early days on the stages of Hungary to his rise to stardom in Hollywood, Bela Lugosi left an indelible mark on the world of entertainment. His films continue to thrill audiences, and his influence can be seen in everything from horror movies to rock music. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the life of Bela Lugosi. If you're a fan of horror movies or just interested in the golden age of Hollywood, I hope you've enjoyed this exploration of one of the genre's most iconic figures. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.